It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, whose main focus is showing us how to leverage our highest paying activities to generate extraordinary results quickly. He is a business performance coach, an Amazon selling author. He's recognized for helping business owners accelerate their income, processes, and impact. As a business mentor, he knows that his strategies work in the real world. He is here with us today to share principles and techniques that have revolutionized big name business companies across the country. Please join me in welcoming the man they call the business mentor, Frank Lind. Frank, the floor is yours.
Mark, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody on this call. Again, I want to thank I Think Financial and SCORE for giving me the opportunity to speak to everybody tonight. I do realize that everybody's time is very valuable, so I don't want to give you a bunch of back and forth. We're going to dive right in because we want to really uncover what are those 3 simple strategies that will make you stand out in a crowd. And again, we want to be able to walk away with some valuable information so that you can take this back to your business and start implementing it today or tomorrow, whichever you prefer. I know we're going into the evening. But again, the whole idea is that you'll be able to share this information with your team and with your company to really be able to take this to new heights. So Mark is going to actually flick us through the slides. So again, bear with us. We're just kind of working through this. And so today we're going to reveal the 3 simple strategies that make you stand out in a crowd and how to implement all 3 of those. Again, it's so important to be able to do that. And the first strategy is really about developing that winning mindset. So how do we do that? We're going to talk a little bit more about that as we dive a little deeper. In strategy number 2, we're going to be talking about the power of networking. How do you get out there and really show yourself and be able to stand out in that crowd? You're going to need a crowd to stand in. So the whole idea is to get people to really recognize you. And of course, lastly, number 3, and that really is to create a memorable brand. How memorable is your brand? And we're going to dive a little bit deeper into all 3 of these and really be able to uncover some stuff to help you to really take this back and share not only your knowledge of what you're learning, but to be able to really embody it and really help you to really uncover some really nice stuff for your business. So again, without further ado, let's explore those 3. So I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm the founder of Get the Edge Coaching Group. We are a business coaching firm. And for the past 15 years, we've helped thousands of business owners and entrepreneurs grow their businesses. And we're really proud of that. I've actually owned and operated my own 6- and 7-figure businesses. Again, I'm an Amazon published author, the business mentor, your fast track to success. It's an opportunity for you to really learn more about the basics of business. And of course, lastly, we specialize in helping our clients leverage their highest paying activities and strengthen their mental toughness so that they can command $100,000, $500,000, even $1 million plus in profits. Now, there's some of you on the call probably going, Frank, how is that even possible? How can we do that? How can we leverage our highest paying, activities and bring in more revenue? I mean, I'm just here to, really just talk about 3 simple strategies, but these strategies are so valuable to your business that it can bring in more revenue for you if it's done properly. And we want to be able to share that information with you today to really help you to do that. So again, without further ado, we're going to dive right in. So the first strategy is really about developing a winning mindset. How do we do that? How do we develop our business and our minds so that we can actually really take on more? I always say your business is like a mirror. Everything that happens to you in your business is reflecting what's happening in your mind. So again, if you go out and you say, hey, I just want to make a quick buck and I'm looking to, do the best I can just to get one over, well, that's going to come back to you. Your mind is a mirror of everything that's happening in your business. So if you're having some frustrations and you're really having a hard time overcoming those obstacles, that's really coming from mindset. I was working with a client the other day, and they were having some challenges really helping them to develop an environment around them that is conducive to their lifestyle. And how do we do that? What do we need to do? Well, the first thing we want to do with developing our mindset is we want to realize that if we want to take this to another level, we can't get there by being that person that we are right now. We have to really think about everything that we're doing and step into that new person that's going to help us to overcome those obstacles. So I always talk about what I call your avatar, and your avatar is there to really develop you. You develop that avatar to help you to overcome those obstacles, and that's the person that you need to step into. And with everything in business, it always comes down to mindset. If you have a pricing issue and you don't want to increase your prices, that's a mindset issue. So again, the primary chokehold on any business is always the mindset of the owner. And what do we do? How do we really do that? Well, again, you see this guy sitting in ice and eating an ice, popsicle. I kind of make it kind of comical, but really it's about overcoming those challenges mentally. That's going to help you get a mindset that's going to really drive you forward. And that starts with when you tell yourself something that you're going to do, you make it happen. And that's very challenging for a lot of business owners because they have a lot of things on their plate, and they try to, do all these things at one time, and they really can't overcome those things. And that's the challenge with most business owners. You've got, you're spinning plates, you're trying to do the best you can, and every single thing comes down to what can I do to make this better? Well, the first thing you need to do is step into your mindset. You need to create rituals that are going to help you to prepare. So again, if you're taking notes during this presentation, the first thing is I want you to write down your business is like a mirror. It reflects everything that's happening in your mind. Again, if you're confused, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, if you feel like you're losing, all that's going to be mirrored to your clients and your customers, and that's not good. So you want to clear that up. You want to clean your mindset up, and you want to really start to think about what's happening within your mindset. Again, as I mentioned, the primary chokehold is always your business. So how do we do that? The next thing I want you to write down is what rituals am I performing right now to help my business grow? So again, take out a piece of paper, write down a whole line on one side of everything that you want to accomplish. And then on the other side, I want you to write down all the things that are happening in your business right now. Are there challenges? And then that gap in the middle is the mindset part. How do we bring those two together? How do we create the reality of bringing those rituals of what you really want, whether it's a thriving business, maybe a new location, maybe add some more vehicles or some new equipment, to the other side of that sheet, which is everything that's happening right now. What are you doing to bring them together? And that's mindset. Everything about that is really creating that mindset that you need to win. This is everything that we're doing is right now there's so many businesses opening up. It's a challenge. You have to be able to stand out. And the way to stand out is develop your mind. Every single business owner that I work with, those business owners are there. They have a winning mindset. They are in it to win it. And they do everything they can to increase that mindset. So let's talk a little bit about some rituals before we move on. What are some good rituals? Well, what time are you waking up in the morning? What time are you exercising? Do you exercise? Is exercise have anything to do with my business? Absolutely. You cannot move forward if you're not doing well, especially if there's a lot of solopreneurs out there. The whole idea of this is to create that winning mindset. You need to prepare yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally to take a step into that business every single day. And it starts with your mind. Again, as I wrote down here, mindset fuels your drive when things get tough. So we want to make sure that every ritual that you have, whether it's, taking a cold shower, whether it's using a rebounder, I'm very big into gratitude journals. Everything that you write, any success that you have, write it down. Those are big deals. What are some of the wins you had for the day? What are some of the wins you had for the week? This helps develop the mind so that it's not playing games with you at the end of the day going, oh, you didn't accomplish anything. You have those in front of you of all the things that you've accomplished and that you've won during the day and during the week. So again, you're talking gratitude, you're talking breathing exercises, you're talking about exercising, you're talking about eating right, you're talking about sleeping right. All these things have to do with creating that mindset. So how does that affect us in standing out in a crowd? Well, when you have that mindset, you will stand out in a crowd. I guarantee it, because you'll have confidence. You'll have a certain sense of control over everything that's happening around you. And guess what? people recognize it. People can see it. When somebody steps into the room, just take a moment and think about that. When somebody steps out of the room and you look at them and go, that guy has something. What's he got that I don't have, right? And he's got a mindset. He's got a mindset that's clear. He knows what his visions are. He knows where he wants to go. He knows everything about his business and what he needs to do to move it forward. That's what mindset does for your business. So again, take some time. Look at your business as a mirror. What is reflecting back to you? Second, what are your rituals that you're doing daily? Can you incorporate the new rituals into your day that are going to help fuel you forward? I get asked all the time by clients, Frank, what's a ritual mean? I mean, what's the big deal? Why do I even need that? Well, the mindset of somebody who has that winning mindset, when you set a ritual in place, such as, I'm going for a jog this morning, and your mind goes, guess what? Chuck, I'm not feeling it today. And you don't go, your mind automatically just said to your body, I'm in control. And what we want to do is we want to put our mind in control. And the moment you do that in your rituals, you'll be able to do it easily in your business. And that's really what we're looking to achieve here, where it's non-negotiable. Okay, write that down. It's non-negotiable. When you set a goal in place, it's not negotiable. You make it happen. So creating a winning mindset. Now, one of the things for me as a business performance coach, mindset is a big deal. I've been studying mindset ever since I was in high school. And one of the things that one of the reasons that I've been studying it is, our the team that I was on, I was an athlete in high school, and our coach brought in a sports psychologist, and he taught us how to visualize and utilize the mind to win. And that year we won every single meet that we actually that we were in. And we became champions that year. And ever since then, I've been developing that mindset throughout the course of my life to make sure that my clients are developing their mindset so that they can succeed. And that's what we're looking for here. How do we do that, and how do we develop? So again, the first thing you want to do when you stand out a crowd, develop your mindset. Non-negotiable. It's winning. Okay? Again, Mark's going to take questions. We'll be able to ask any questions. If you have any, write them down. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have at the end of the webinar. Mark, next slide.
Sure, and just a quick update on that. There's a question tab you have in your control box. Make sure that you hit send. I've gotten comments before I didn't get my question answered, and we try to answer all questions. But if you don't hit the send button, we won't get the questions. So please remember to do that. Sorry.
No worries. All right. So number 2 in the simple strategy of standing out in the crowd. The way to stand out in a crowd, you need a crowd to stand out in. So again, the number 2 for simple strategies is the power of networking. Again, building new relationships, so powerful. Every client that I work with and every client that I get together with, I make sure that they can actually get together in some networking form. However you'd like to do it is really up to you. I'm not advocating any one group or another, but there's BNI, there's LaTip, there's Biz to Biz, there's online, there's Zoom calls now of business, of groups that you can get together online. They're just a slew of networking. So what is the power of networking? How does that help you stand out in a crowd? Well, you want to be able to demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. When I went to a networking event not too long ago, and I met a gentleman, and what's the normal thing you say? Hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a business coach. Hey, what do you do? I'm a lawyer. Hey, what do you? It's the same pitch every time. What you want to start to do is you really want to start to look at your unique selling proposition. A lot of you probably know already what a unique selling proposition is. They call it a USP. And what that is you want to know it's a 30-second elevator pitch of what your business does. And it really helps you to do that, to build in new relationships. So I met this gentleman. I said, what do you do? And he said, I am a bucket list attorney. And I said, a bucket list attorney? Now, I've never heard that before. And so we got to talking, and again, one thing led to another. And what he was is he actually did wills and trust. And he said, I got tired of saying I'm a lawyer, so I said I'm a bucket list attorney, and things changed. I had met another gentleman that said, I said, what do you do? And he said, I stop fights. And again, caught my attention. And I said, stop fights. Tell me a little bit more about that. Again, another attorney. So what you're looking for is you're looking for ways to help you stand out in that crowd. And that takes time. Now, again, when I'm working with my clients, one of the things that when we're working on a unique selling proposition, which you probably talked to with your SCORE mentors, and they probably told you the same thing. Listen, you got to come up with a unique selling proposition. You need your 30-second commercial. You need to be able to pitch your business so that people know what you're doing, and you need to stand out when you do it. So I want you to start thinking about it. One of the things that's the hardest to do is to separate yourself from everyone else. You don't want to just be an attorney. You just don't want to be a banker. You have to use something unique that stands out in their mind so they say, wow, this is really different. This guy is really different. It sticks in my mind. Now, what does this do? It drives new leads. People want to communicate with people that stick in their minds. It gives you visibility. The visibility of being recognized. And again, people love humor. Always try to incorporate a little bit of humor in everything that you do. It really helps to drive your business forward because, anytime you hear somebody make you laugh, it lightens the environment, and it really helps you in the connectability. What we're looking for here, again, building new relationships is that connectability aspect so that you are able to connect to people, and you'll get better at it. I remember giving my first seminar. I had to fly to Atlanta, and I was so nervous that I hoped that the plane would crash. That's how nervous I was. And after I, realized it years later, I thought it was kind of funny, but we get in those situations where we can't even stand in front of someone and say, what do you do? Because we're so nervous. So what this does in networking, whether it's going to these networking events, again, I'm not advocating one or the other. It gives you the opportunity to really start to see yourself and really shake some hands and say, hey, here's what I do. And you put it together and you create the relationships. Okay. There's so much power in your networks, in my networks, in Mark's networks. Our networks are so different that when you meet somebody, you're bringing in their networks. As I'm showing behind you in this slide here, you see the connectability of these little people here and how one's connected to another. By me meeting Mark, I now have access to his entire network, and vice versa. That's what you want to do. You're creating a network of connectability. People say, oh, well, since Zoom and since everything's happened, connectability has been a little bit lost. I completely disagree. You have the opportunity to meet with people at so many different levels. Do not dismiss number 2. The power of networking is so strong. It helps you to really build on your business. Okay. Once people know who you are and you have the right mindset, it really helps you to move forward. All right. So let's talk about number 3. Number 3 is creating that memorable brand. I was talking to somebody the other day, and what he was telling me is he was at a Harley Davidson seminar, and this was many years back. And one of the things the Harley Davidson, the owner, said to them is, what do we do? And they said, well, we sell motorcycles. And he said, no, what do we, what's our gift? I mean, what do we do for people? What do we do? And everybody, chimed in saying, oh, we sell motorcycles. We do all this, all those, we create the fastest motorcycle, the best motorcycle, everything. And he says, we give people an opportunity to get back their youth, to create their youth again, to be able to do something that they've always wanted to do and make them feel badass. That's what we do. And it got me thinking about a memorable brand. How strong is a Harley Davidson brand? Not too long ago, I went to the beach and I saw a guy with a Harley Davidson tattooed on his thigh. Now, to me, that's a pretty memorable brand. So I always tell my clients, when you can get your clients to tattoo your logo on their body, you've got a pretty memorable brand. So again, I say that in jest, but the whole idea is you want to be able to do that. And okay, so you say, Frank, well, what can I do? You know, a memorable brand. What's the easiest way to do that? The easiest way is you want to stay in the mind of your clients and your potential clients. Again, Coke. Coke doesn't need to advertise. They do it to keep in your mindset. They're there to make the little polar bear commercials and when it's time for Christmas, Santa's drinking a Coke. They don't need that advertising. You're going to buy Coke either way. But what are you doing to create that customer loyalty? And there's many different opportunities for you to actually expand on that. You want to be able to really share not only your knowledge, but you want to be able to add value to your customers every single day. So what are some ways you could add value? I worked with a restaurant not too long ago, and one of the things that we did was we started offering free appetizers to people who were waiting to get into the restaurant. And their appetizer menu, the money that they were generating for appetizers went up about 30% just by offering appetizers prior to people entering in. Another thing we did for that restaurant was we actually we offered a slice of pie if they had a glass of wine, free slice of pie. Again, think of ways that you could add value to your customers so that creates that memorable brand. Now, where are these people going to go for dinner next week? They want to go back to the place that's offering the free slice of pie and some possible new appetizers that they may not have tasted before that they could try now prior to them sitting down at their table and ordering. You want to be able to create those memorable brands that are really going to stand out, and that's helping your brand. Every little thing. Your brand is not about your logo. Your brand is not about your colors. Your brand is not anything about having to do with the things you hand out. Your brand is the way people feel, okay? The way they feel about your product. So I want you to ask yourself, what business are you really in? Are you in selling motorcycles? No, you're not. That's not what you do. Are you really selling sodas? No, we're not selling sodas. You're selling a feeling. Okay? I want everyone on this call to think about what's that feeling that you're giving your clients and customers that create value and have you stick in their minds every single time they think of you. What's that feeling that they get? So the question I ask to my clients, and I'm asking you on this call, is what business are you in? What are you really in? And it's unique because people say, well, Frank, what business are you in? I'm not in the coaching business. I'm in the results business. I'm here to get my clients results. And that's what they come to me for. They don't come to me for coaching. They come to me to get results. And that's what I do for them. I want you to start thinking about what you do for your clients. What feeling do they get by working with you? Okay? Brand identity is about crafting a personality that amplifies the core elements of your business's DNA. Everything about your business is going to shine based on how you make them feel. Think of some of the greatest names in business and what they made you feel like. That's the reason you went back. If you have a favorite restaurant, if you have a favorite car dealership, if you have a favorite anything that you frequent, the reason you go back is because they make you feel good. So creating a memorable brand is about feeling good. Okay? It's not about the color of your logo. It's not about your new direct mailer. It's about how you're feeling, how your clients and your potential clients are feeling about that brand. Now, one of the things I want to add here is take the time and look into your past clients. They are potential revenue that sometimes gets overlooked. So again, we're talking about creating a memorable brand here. If you have a clients list, email them. Hey, it's Joe. Hey, it's Mark. Hey, it's Frank. Just wondering how you're doing and if there's anything I could be of service to help you with. That's creating a memorable brand. reach back into that list, talk to your clients, show them that you care, and give them the opportunity to buy from you again. All right? It's not about selling them. Don't misunderstand me. This is about doing something about caring for people. We are here. Every business owner is there to help someone overcome an obstacle or a challenge. That's why we do what we do. Every single business owner, what's the challenge somebody's having and how do we help them overcome it? And that's why we do it. And if we do it with heart and we do it with love, that's what will change our business, and that's what creates that memorable brand. Okay? So again, don't get on a call to sell someone. Get on a call to share your knowledge of how you can help them move forward. All right, next slide. All right, so let's just do a really quick recap on everything that we shared. Again, we're talking about 3 strategies that make you stand out in a crowd. And again, if you have any questions, take that opportunity, put them in the chat, and Mark will sift through them and get them to us. Number 1 is developing that winning mindset. How do we develop a winning mindset where it's cultivated every single day? This is not about a one-time shot. This is about taking the time and really knowing what you need to do. I gave you the example of a client who I was using who was very, very nervous about raising her prices. She's like, Frank, I don't know if I can do it. And I'm like, well, what is it that you're trying to overcome? And she said, well, I just haven't done it for so long. I know I'm going to lose clients. I know that, people are going to reject my new pricing structure. And I said, are you sure? And she said, no. And I said, well, then where's that coming from? And she said, well, a few years back, I raised my prices $5 and I lost a couple of clients. And I said, a couple clients? And she said, well, I lost one guy. He was really upset about it. And I said, okay, so you lost one guy, and that one guy has changed the course of your entire business of you raising your prices. She raised her prices, and she increased her revenue by 15%. Now, it's not a huge number, but she has the opportunity to raise her prices again another 10% and increase her revenue up to 20%. So that's mindset. Not wanting to do something and holding yourself back comes down to the mind. And that's one of the things that we work on with our clients. How do we overcome those obstacles of the mind that get in our way? We tend to look at things that are happening in our lives and we say, well, it's always like that. Or it'll never happen for me. Or it's just too challenging. All that is mindset. And it needs to be cultivated. These beliefs need to be washed away, especially when they're limiting beliefs, and constructed with new ideas and new thoughts. That's my job. To make sure that at the end of every call that we have, you have a new thought and a new idea that will be replacing old beliefs. That's strategy number 1. So again, how will that make me stand on a crowd? Again, like we talked about, it gives you confidence. It's a winning mindset. And when you've succeeded in anything, whether it's a sport or you've accomplished something, you know that mindset and you know how you feel. Number 2, strategy number 2, the power of networking. Do you have a network that helps you identify opportunities? Again, as we talked about with strategy number 2, what are you working with a network of people that can help you see things that you can't see? Now, those network of people that you surround yourself are mentors, are your vendors, are your employees. All those people are the people outside of your network. Start thinking big. Connectability starts in the mind, and then it works its way into your network. So you want to start to think about, how can I work at creating a strong network of people that I can turn to, advisors that I could turn to and say, hey, what's an opportunity that I'm not seeing? And when they're trusted and somebody that you not only look to, they can help your business grow exponentially. And that's what we're talking about here. Now, we go back to, how does that make you stand out in a crowd? Taking the power of networking and putting it forward makes you to be able to say, hey, I remember that guy. I saw that guy the other day. He's a bucket list attorney, man, and he's really good at what he does. That's memorable. That's the power of networking. So you want to start to develop these relationships that are going to help move your business forward. I had a client not too long ago that I introduced to another client in my network. The two got together and partnered, and they are creating a business together that's going to utilize what each of them don't have. Okay? So again, they both have businesses. One of them is strong in one area, the other is strong in another. And since they don't have the other tools needed, they brought on this other partner who they're using their equipment, they're using their manpower, all because of the power of networking. Another business was created. So again, start to think about who's in your network. Now, I always also say, be careful of the 5 people you surround yourself with. A lot of you on this call may be familiar with that. Stay away from the people who are pulling you down. You want to surround yourself with people who are strong-minded and who are going to help you to overcome those obstacles. That's what you're looking for. Hey, in business, it's hard enough. We don't need it any harder. So the whole idea is to really create people around us who are going to help us succeed, inspire us, motivate us, give us those opportunities to really engage and identify those opportunities so that we can win at the end of the day. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, so strategy number 2, again, it's really about creating that powerful network. Mark, number 3. And again, number 3 is to create that memorable brand. Is your brand communicating your product? Are you really showing you the personality of who you are as a company? And is it really getting them to feel anything? If your clients can't feel anything, if you're just offering a product, just offer a widget, which I'm sure most of you on this call are not selling widgets, then that's it. Even a widget's got to make it feel like something. They had those little finger spinners that people played with for I don't know how long, and they made tons of cash. That spinner guy, spinning those things in his fingers made millions because of that little gadget that got people to feel something. Okay, so start thinking about the way you're making your people and your clients feel. It's very important to creating that memorable brand. So again, we're talking about strategy 1, developing the winning mindset. Strategy 2, the power of networking. And strategy 3 is creating that memorable brand that is going to blow the socks off your competition. I want you to think like that. Go back to mindset. You have the opportunity, you have the power to blow the wheels off of your competition. And it starts with how you think. Okay? So really pay attention to that. So again, we have a systematic framework that contains the fundamental components you need to ensure your business is successful. You need a systematic framework in everything that you do. I am a firm believer in processes and procedures. It's one of the ways that my businesses and my companies that I've had were so successful. It's the information and the knowledge that I pass on to my clients is they need a systematic framework that's going to help them to overcome those obstacles. And the only way to do that is to have a system that you could follow, and that starts with mindset. Next paragraph. Mark, there you go. It'll provide a foundation that will enable you to generate immediate cash flow. Again, the moment you could put a system into place, it really creates a foundation to generate cash flow. Again, I work with some great companies in the course of my business. I've worked with clients at MGM Grand. I've worked with Norwegian Cruise Lines, Carnival Cruise Lines. I've worked with Chick-fil-A. And one of the things that we did with Chick-fil-A, speaking of generate cash flow, is they wanted to get more people through the drive-thru. And again, if anybody's been to a Chick-fil-A, especially on this call in South Florida, we know the lines are usually so long to get a sandwich from Chick-fil-A. Well, what we did was we actually found hiccups and challenges within that line of getting more cars through the drive-thru so that they can overcome that obstacle. And within a matter of 60, 90 days, they were pushing in probably 25% more vehicles through their drive-thru, which brought in close to $500,000 for this one store a year. That's a lot. That's a big number with doing that. And they had the opportunity to push more vehicles through. So again, think about how can you do that? What framework are you following that's going to help you to generate that immediate cash flow? And if the last line here, is this proven process shows you how to accelerate your business. We all want to try to move it as fast as quickly as possible forward. But I'm here to tell you there's no quick fix. This is an ongoing process. And we all know, especially the business owners on this call, that nothing is fast. It takes time to develop. You have to really work at your craft. You have to work on your business and really think about ways to increase revenue and really help the business move forward. I always like to say your business is like your stock. If you invest in that business and you can increase that stock. You have that opportunity. So start thinking of your business as a stock. How can I increase it? You have that power. Now, I can't increase Apple stock and I can't increase Amazon stock. If I invest in them, I can't increase them. But you can increase your business stock because it's your business. You have that. You have the ability to do that with your framework. You have the ability to do that with your winning mindset. You have the opportunity to do that with a powerful network, and you can create a memorable brand. These are simple strategies that will make you stand out. Trust me, you do one of these things, and you will stand out in a crowd. You do 3 of these things, all 3 of these, and you will be rocking. You will be blowing those wheels off your competition, and that's what we're here to do. So what's next? Let's talk a little bit about that. Again, if this is something you'd like help with, we have that opportunity to help you. Again, Mark is going to post something in the chat. It's a new master class that I have. It's no charge. It's free. I'm offering it to everybody on this call. So again, he's going to post that so that you have that opportunity to do that. You could watch that master class and get some valuable knowledge on how you could help your business move forward. Also, we'll talk a little bit about what's working and what's not working. Again, there's some things that aren't working. And again, you'll be able to talk to me who's actually been there before. Again, I've not only had my own businesses, but I've worked with some major companies, small solopreneurs, all the way up to the big ones. And again, you get that advice. There's no charge. We want to be able to help you move forward. If you like what you hear, we'll talk about next steps. It's really that simple. We want everything is put in your place. Listen, my passion is to help business owners. You know, I can give you the rundown of how my father struggled to the point where he actually worked himself to death, literally, because he didn't have somebody in his corner to help him to overcome those obstacles. What I'm looking to do is help business owners do the exact same thing, and that's overcome the obstacles that are there. When you have somebody who's been there before that can help you up those stairs and say, hey, I've been up this stairs before, man, and it's not that big of a deal. Let me help you walk up them. It makes a big difference in your business. So again, choose your mentors, people that can help you either from SCORE and anywhere else. I highly recommend a mentor that can help you get up those stairs that they've been up before that you probably haven't. And that's what helps you succeed and get past business obstacles. If you're ready to stand out, we can get started today. So we are open for questions. We look forward to them. If no question is too silly, again, we are here to answer any questions that you have. Any way that I can help you to be more successful is my goal. So again, Mark, we have any questions in the chat?
Yeah, I've got a question here. It is, what do you think the best way to start is to do a mindset? Is it? I think you had described a side-by-side list of goals and things that were holding you back.
Yes. So that exercise is actually powerful. I'm glad you brought that up. So what you want to do is you want to create, let's just say left side, right side. So you're looking at a piece of paper, you're writing it down. On the left side of that piece of paper, you want to write down everything you want. And I don't want you to hold back. You want a new car, write it down. You want a new location for your company, write it down. Everything that you want, I want you to write on that left side. And you can even put underneath it my wants. And just brainstorm. Don't hold back. If you want a new house, if you want a new car, if you want, more money, more revenue, you want, another location. I have a client I work with now who wants to open another location in Orlando. Whatever it is, you write it on that side. Now on the right side, I want you to write everything you're doing to accomplish those goals. All right. And again, the gap in the middle is how you're going to get there. So again, what are you doing to make that happen? It can't just be a dream. It has to be something that you're going to make happen. So left side is everything you want. Right side is where you are right now and what you're doing to create that right side. Then again, like I explained, you're going to need somebody to help you lead that path. The easier path is with somebody who knows and been there. And that's how you get that gap and close that gap. Great question.
And also getting started, you had mentioned a routine.
Yes.
And, so it might be, a good thing to do is that, okay, if you used to get in the office at 8 o'clock, and the first 15 minutes of the day you started going through emails, to start this up, maybe the first 15 minutes you work on that list and what is it that you need to do to close that gap. Sounds like a possible way to get yourself into that, because it seems to me this is a habit that you need to change and to get focused on these strategies. And how do you, what's the best way to go about that?
Absolutely. The great thing about the rituals, and again, they had they did a survey, and in the survey they took the top performers in every profession, and they asked them what do they do to be where they are, and they had 8 things that went across the board, whether they were in business, whether they're athletes, movie stars, it didn't matter, and every single one of them had these eight things. We're not going to talk about all 8, but the one of them that was across all 8 was rituals. They had strict rituals of what they did every single day. And again, like I mentioned, I have the rituals that I do every morning. I make sure I do a good breathing exercise. And again, you could go on YouTube and you can pick a breathing exercise. And breathing is exactly what it says. You do a real strong breathing exercise. I do an exercise. I call it my power hour. I do an exercise. I do a bike, run, swim, anything like that. I do that for at least 20 to 30 minutes. From there, I make sure that I do a meditation. Meditation is another very strong, powerful ritual that a lot of these high performers do. Also, I do a gratitude journal, and I talked about that a little bit, and I think that that's very powerful. If there's anything you take away from this webinar, start your gratitude journal today. Start writing down the things you're grateful for, because when you get to the end of the week and you realize all the things that you are grateful for, it gives you more opportunities to see everything that's happening in your business and in your life. Split it up. Say, hey, what am I grateful for in my business today? I got a new client. Awesome. Start celebrating those opportunities that you have. So again, I do a cold shower plunge every day. I do one cold shower. I also do the rebounder, which is a small trampoline. I do a rebounder every day. So again, I have my rituals that I stick to because they help me to perform better. And we're really talking about performance when we're business owners. That's really what we're doing. We need to perform at our best, because guess what? A lot of times when we're solopreneurs, we get sick or we're out of it. It's over. We're done. I mean, who's going to take our place unless we have employees? And a lot of times we're babysitting them. So again, we need to be strong-minded and we need to be strong within our bodies. And the best way to do that is to really create that ritual. So again, great question, Mark. I love it.
Thank you. I see a few people have their hands up. But that's not I don't know if you had a question. There's a question tab, and you can hit that one as well as the hands up one. If you have that, we'll give it another minute to type in additional questions.
Okay. And while they're typing in, I just want to kind of bring up real quick, because we have a little bit of time left, is start paying attention to what you're inputting in your mind. And we talked about mindset and how important that is. It's the number one of all these strategies is the mind. And in my job, people call me the mindset coach because I really focus on the mind. And I want you to start paying attention to what you're putting in your mind. I did a seminar not too long ago, and it was a 4-day retreat. And when I did it, the first day I asked everybody to stop watching the news for those 4 days. And I got some grums and some groans. Hey, I need to know what's going on, and all the things that come with it. I haven't watched the news in close to 12 years. And I'm proud to say that it's helped me in all walks of my life. But I had a lady come up, the true story, I had a lady come up to me on day 3 and she tapped me on the shoulder and she said, listen, I want to tell you, I had shut my news off and I've been sleeping better every single night because of that. And I started to laugh a little bit and she's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to go back. She goes, I feel so good. So again, it's a distraction. Try it. Again, you don't have to, you could always go back to it. Everything, like I say, everything that I tell my clients, you could always go back to. Try not watching the news or try disconnecting yourself with social media for a little bit of time. It really helps your mindset, clears your way for your business. That's what we're really talking about here. How do I get my mind prepared to help my business be more successful?
Frank, the master's class, that's the link that you had sent me?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to send that out. Someone had asked that question.
Great.
How do I find out more about the master's class? I'm going to include that link here, and it's going to go to everybody. Hopefully you can all see that. We as the presenters don't see it, but I put in the link. I couldn't link to it internally. I believe it's a Facebook link.
Yep.
So I couldn't open it on my end, but the link should pop through. And your presentation is available here in PowerPoint in a PDF for people if they wanted to download that as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, the master. Yep.
There's more questions are popping in now.
Okay.
I think so. Out of curiosity, what was your sport?
My sport was swimming. We were actually, it's a great story. We actually were up against a team that hadn't been beat since 1963 at the time. They were champions for a very, very long time. So when we beat them, I knew that the mindset had everything to do with it. So yeah, I was a champion butterfly swimmer in high school, and I went on to carry that on for many years. I still swim to this day.
Yeah, I'm getting questions. Where is the link? So I'm putting it in. I'm typing it in, but let me just word it out for you. It's frank-lind.com/r/C.
Correct. That is correct.
So again, it's Frank dash. So that's the dash in the middle, not the bottom. Dash in the middle. frank-lind.com/r/C. I'm sorry that maybe our system doesn't allow links to go through. So I try to send it one more time, and it's going to everybody. So hopefully everybody gets to see it. But if not, frank-lind.com/r/C. Master's class sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep. If anybody is,
I'm getting a lot of thank yous and awesome presentations. So everybody appreciated it.
Good.
As did I. I want to say, thanks for getting us through this, and it's given me some great ideas. And I know I'll be working on my mindset as well. Always, I think that's a really positive thing to do. I really appreciate your presentation.
Great. And as we close up and wind up, I just want you all to know that I respect each and every one of you that are on this call and taking the time out and care enough about your business, your clients, your employees. It means a lot to me for you to be here on a Wednesday night, gathering new knowledge. That's very, very powerful. But again, remember, you are strong, you are powerful. You are the reason that we are where we are. So again, stand strong. It's not easy sometimes, but there is help out there to help you overcome obstacles. And again, I'll be there at any time you need me. I'm there to help. So again, awesome job today. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. Again, Mark, thank you for everything that you've done for me and with me over the last couple of weeks in getting this presentation together. And again, of course, thanks so much to SCORE for bringing this wonderful presentation to everybody. Awesome job.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a great evening.
Bye-bye.